let's get stuck into this then, my friends. Come on, United. Yes, we did smash up Bournemouth 4-1 last night, mate. Don't know about you, but I'm absolutely munted from that today, actually, from streaming until 4:30 in the morning and then couldn't get to sleep for a while. Basically, just slept all day. So I don't know about you guys, but that basically completely ruined my day. But but not us winning, just the fact it was on so late. The winning was awesome. What a great performance that was, man. I know there were some definite big positives in there. Hopefully the Amorim system's starting to take effect, going into the new season, working on things. Should be good if we can add 1 or 2 more players to the party. I think we're going to have a decent season. Obviously, it's very early to see. Let's see how we get on with the actual season. But right now, feeling positive. Yes, how you good? Yes, everybody's in here. Vincent, Non-Alien, Maltlicky, Trash Running Man, Motto, Mark, Stephen, and Gav's highlights as well. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Shaw said we'll be champs soon. Well, he said that we should be competing for the titles and stuff like that. I mean, he's not wrong, really. It's just that we have to be realistic now at the moment and say we're not really capable of doing that. We have to close the gap with the teams at the top more so than anything and just focus on getting in the European spaces. Top 6 would be amazing for Man United this season, really. Sad to say. It's very sad to say that. We should be challenging for the title every single season. But that's the reality. We have to just hope for getting in the top 6 right now. So let's talk about this, guys. The latest coming out of Germany and from various different outlets, Fabrizio reporting that United have informed RB Leipzig that they're prepared to send a formal bid for Benjamin Sesko if the player accepts the destination. Newcastle also ready to bid since last week and to match Sesko's financial request. Decision up to Sesko. So it seems like United are getting ready now to actually submit a formal bid for Benjamin Sesko. Be interesting to see what sort of a figure that will end up being, and if it's actually something that we can afford right now. As we've discussed, we are skint, and maybe we can only buy players if we're structuring deals over many years. Perhaps Leipzig are prepared to do that. We have a decent relationship because of Christoph Weivel, who obviously works for us now, used to work for them. But Newcastle's still sniffing around him like flies round gash. And if they're prepared to maybe pay a bit more, it's certainly nothing guaranteed about us getting Sesko at this moment. But obviously that's our target. That's our main target now, is to try and get Benjamin Sesko. Rightly or wrongly, it does look like he's the guy who we are going for. And I don't think you can really go that wrong. He does seem like a good young player. There's lots of good positives about him. I still prefer Premier League proven experience right now, but, I guess you've got to have a decent mixture, don't you, of experience plus youthful exuberance. And this guy does have decent stats, but it is in the Gashtastic German Sausage League. So let's be real. It's going to be a different ball game playing in the Prem. He might as well be playing silly girls rounders out there in Germany as far as I'm concerned. It's a different ball game coming over to the Premier League. Let's see how he steps up. Hopefully he's going to be good. But look, United going in for him. Fab said something there which basically says that, if the player accepts the destination, so if he wants to go to Manchester United, if he's prepared to play for a team that has no European football and that finished 15th last season. Those are a few big ifs. But apparently he's interested. There are reports that he would be keen on joining United. I mean, here's one right here. This is also, via Fab later on in the day that says that Sesko is really open to joining Manchester United, even without European football. The conversation between Sesko and United is entering into the details of the project. He is really excited about joining. So, it seems like he would be interested in the project. Seems like he'd be interested in joining Manchester United. We are a huge club. Next few years, he could turn himself into one of these bloody legends at the club. Just think about how much we hold in regard and revere players of that 90s era, that early 90s era that took United back to being great again. People like, Stevie Bruce and Cantona and all these sorts of guys. We just absolutely love them, don't we? Well, they're legends etched in this club's history. Well, there are opportunities here for players in this team to maybe be part of something special like that. Maybe it's a bit wishful thinking. I'm not expecting us to, go on and have a run like we did under Fergie in the early 90s. But just saying, we could be back on the road to doing some good things. There is an opportunity up there for somebody who's got the bollocks, the cojones, the raw, downright dirty frigging space hoppers for the job. You are going to have some serious love spuds on you for this job to be able to smash in the goals for Man United at the top of the pitch right now and to drag us up the table. You've got to have a set of cojones on you. So let's just hope Benjamin Sesko has a decent set of cojones on him. Sounded a bit messed up, didn't it? But you know what I mean. But anyway, look, he apparently is keen on joining Manchester United. We've talked about maybe whether we should be going for the likes of Watkins, the likes of Visser, the likes of Mateta, the likes of Sesko. Well, it seems we're going for Sesko. Obviously, we haven't exactly sent the formal bid just yet, but we are imminently going to do so, as we've discussed it. Various different top journals like Fab saying that United have informed Leipzig that they are prepared to send a formal bid. So just getting some sort of, early discussions freshed out first. Mate, thank you so much there, by the way, there, Ruddy Can't Game You Legend, for the super sticker. Let's go, Ruddy. He sent something that says GLHF. What could that possibly stand for, guys? I think it stands for good luck, have fun. But in our own world, what could that stand for? I think it should stand for get lost, horrendous flubberhand. What do you reckon? Get lost, horrendous flubberhand? GLHF. Yeah, see you later on, Andre Onana, you horrendous flubberhand. Mate, yes, I know it's good luck, have fun. Thank you so much, Roddy. I appreciate the super sticker there, you legend. That's very kind of you. Manny Melos, get in there. Let's hope he's going to bottle job it. Yes. Right, so there you go. We expected to put a bid in very soon for Sesko. I'm open to it, but I still like Ollie Watkins more, just my own personal opinion. But let's have a little look at these stats that I saw earlier. Interesting. So here's how Ollie Watkins and Benjamin Sesko performed in all competitions last season. So all competitions. Who would be the better fit at United? Ollie Watkins, 54 games, 17 goals, 14 assists. That's a goal contribution of 31 goals in 54 games in all competitions. He was much better in the Prem as well, by the way, than he was in Europe, to be fair, but we don't really need to care about that right now. Benjamin Sesko, on the other hand, last season, he managed to get 21 goals in 45 games with 6 assists. That's goal contributions of 27 in 45 in all comps. And there were some, big European games there as well for him. So, you can argue that Sesko's stats are slightly better in terms of the number of games. I mean, they're basically about the same, aren't they? 31 assists in 54, 31 goals and assists in 54, or 27 in 45. There's not much in that really, is there, in terms of percentages? It's about the same. But there's one big glaring difference between these two guys right here. And that, in my opinion, is the fact that, Watkins is 29 and has the experience, and Sesko is a Bundesliga Hoyland. You know what I mean? So that is really sort of the big differentiator. I feel like this guy, although more expensive for maybe, or not more expensive, but less valuable in terms of what's the deal, because he's old and obviously in a few years' time could be leaving for nothing. He's going to score goals right now, proven in the Premier League, and get goals and assists. Whereas Sesko could be Mr. Hoyland 2.0 is all I'm saying. But he will have resale value. I like your style there, Paddy. He says, Sesko all the way, age, resale value. Yeah, I like your style, Paddy. Resale value. Yeah. Oh, you mean like the resale value of Anthony Dos Gastos? Or the resale value of Rasmus Højlund? Or the resale value of Andre Onana? I'm just saying, a flop's a flop. I'm not saying he's going to flop. Just saying, if he flops, we can kiss goodbye to resale value. You know what I mean? But no, it's a fair point, lad. I mean, the deal is way better there for Sesko long term. Say you can get him for 60 or 70 million right now. He's obviously 22. He's going to have 10 years at your football club potentially. And even if he only has 4, when he's 26, you'll be able to sell him for a significant amount of money still. And probably get all of your money back, if not more. The football landscape in 4 years could be even more overinflated than it is now. And you could be talking about big cash coming in. So that's a fair point. Whereas Watkins is leaving you in 3 or 4 years' time, basically for nothing. That's a fair point, lad. But I'm still in the Watkins camp, guys. I'm still in the Watkins camp. I am. That's where I see the experience play into it. But we'll ask the live chat. We're doing this every couple of days. Watkins or Sesko? Who's the daddy? Who do you want there? Fair point, G. Lewis. I can't deny. Watkins has 2 to 3 years left at the top. Sesko 10. Absolutely agree with you. Can't really disagree with what you're saying there. But still, what about those 2 to 3 years being very high quality? What we actually need, high numbers of goals and experience in the Prem. Literally has 10 times the experience that Rasmus had when he joined. That's true. Fair enough, he does. But still, Rasmus actually looked pretty good yesterday. Maybe there's a player in there, but you just have to see the development. You have to see. Obviously, be patient. You've got to be patient for them to actually get there. Whereas what we really need, in my opinion, is somebody who's just going to come in and is already there. Big up Neil Driscoll. What's going on? Sesko way more solid than Højlund when we signed him. I don't disagree. I think you're absolutely right. Højlund only played a handful of games over there in Italy, hasn't he, really? You know, Sesko's been playing at a high level for a couple of years now. He's been on the lips of everyone for a couple of years as a wonder kid. So I agree. He's definitely further along. But it's the Bundesliga. Sesko, perfect striker for United's first touch, ball controlled, magnificent, creates time and space like Cantona. Well, high praise indeed from you there, Showcat Khan. And I do love what you're saying, mate. It looks like we are getting Sesko. That's if we get Sesko, I'll be supporting Sesko. I will. I'll be supporting Amorim's decision to get Sesko and the club's decision. But I would have to say that I think some of it's maybe not really motivated by how the player's going to do right now this Premier League season coming ahead. It's obviously how they're looking to play out in terms of financially as well, which you have to factor into every deal. But you know the Glazer shithouses are super into Sesko because he holds his value, whereas Watkins might be the better fit for now, but he's not the better fit financially at all. So from a Glazer shithouse point of view, I guess they're prepared to maybe, you know, not have quite as much impact maybe right now, but have more money in the future, or at least have a player that has potential to be even better than Ollie Watkins. Because that is fair. I'm talking about, you know, I've been talking about Sesko here like he is some sort of Gashman Boylan melt. He's not, to be fair. He's decent. He's done well. And he may well go on and far succeed the likes of Ollie Watkins in the Prem. That's what we've got to hope for. So, yeah, but still, I do like the proven experience that Watkins brings to the table. Mikey says, Watkins, why not get both? We're fucking skint, Jack. We've got nothing left. Sesko. Yeah, both. Sesko, get in there, Gangshi legend. Sesko, Watkins. Sesko younger, hasn't hit his peak. Sesko for me too. Sesko, Watkins and Sesko's the perfect one. Sesko needs to learn from someone. Nas, what's going on, lads? Sesko. What's going on, Lee Dixon? How you getting on, you legend? Sesko, Watkins no more than 50 mil. 40 mil, better. Watkins is more proven. It's a fair point. We don't even actually know if we're going to be able to even get a deal done with RB Leipzig right now, just so you know. Arsenal couldn't earlier on in the window. They were discussing this guy. They wanted Sesko. Leipzig wanted 80 to 100 million. So we don't even know if we're going to even be able to reach an agreement with these guys right now. That's the reality. It could be a lot. But because we've got Vival at the club, who's previously been working with the Red Bull brand, you've got to say it gives us a chance. Russell Brand, thank you so much, mate. Appreciate you. Yeah, we're going to talk about that as well. Thank you, Russell. BBC Gossip say Leipzig want Rasmus. Swap on. I mean, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? If it can sweeten the deal and get him over there for a while, even if it's just a loan. But if it was a permanent transfer and we can save, 35 million on the deal, then I'm bang up for that. It's a cracking idea, Russell. I hope that gossip on the BBC website is legit, because I think it'd be brilliant to do that. I mean, Højlund, if he stays, he goes. It doesn't really make much difference so long as we've got another number 9 to come in ahead of him. But I'd still rather see him go and maybe somebody else come in. It would free up more options, give us more opportunities to maybe spend a bit more elsewhere. Thank you so much there, Russell Bland. I appreciate you. You legend. By the way, if you're just joining the stream, thank you for joining the stream. We've got 212 legends in it. We're nearly at 100 likes as well. Epic turnout from the legends. That's a great ratio. Putting Rasmus Højlund to shame. Thank you so much to all you legends. Keep hitting the thumbs ups on the stream. If you could, that would be amazing. And also get yourself subscribed to the channel. Click the bell icon for notifications and get involved. No, absolutely, G. Lewis. I have, mate. I have. Yeah. Guess what? Mickey Mouse looks good in the fucking Disney League, bro. Just saying. Goofy's a well good left back. Just saying. If you're playing in the Disney League, mate, and I'm not saying Bundesliga, no. I'm saying it's a German Farmers League, lad. Yeah? And in the words of Shania Twain, if you can do it in the Bundesliga, that don't impress me much. Do you know what I mean? Oh, what's that? So you're Timo Werner? That ain't going to keep me warm in the middle of a cold, dark, lonely night, guys, is it? No, it's not. I'll tell you what will. Premier League proven experience in goals. That's what'll keep me warm in the mid-December months. Yeah. No, fair enough, though. He looks great. He looks great. By the way, speaking of epic monster goals, did you see Sarr's goal earlier on? What a spanker. Show me the Sesko. Sesko only by age. Watkins, Sesko. Well, that's it. Sesko only by age. If we're just going for who would be actually better for us this season, I think most people would have to admit it probably would be Watkins because of that Premier League experience. He's 29. But obviously, you do have to factor in 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. That's fair. It's like asking someone for a left or right back. By the way, Fjordov is a great source in terms of transfer. I know he tweeted about Donnarumma earlier and Sesko, but he isn't on that. Fair play to you. I don't even think I haven't used him, have I? Matthew Smith, thank you so much there for your €2 super chat there, my son. He says, no more Red Bull. Get the Sesko deal done. There's no excuses, Matthew. I'm with you there. It needs to be expedited, lad. We need to just try and speed this up a little bit here. There is no reason why we can't go and start to get this going. You know, we need to table this bid. It is imminent. Let me just go and see if there's anything online that's come out in the last 10 minutes while I've been yabbering away in regards to this deal, because be just like me to miss an important update. There hasn't been any new revelation since I first started the stream. Anyway, Paul S., thank you so much for your super chat here, Paul. Get some love hearts in there for Paul S. Really appreciate that, my son. He says, go for Sesko and hope Rasmus comes through while Sesko beds in. Also start Heaton unless we bring in a goalkeeper. Oh, I couldn't agree more with you guys. Guys, out of the 3 goalkeepers we've got at the football club, you've got Onana, Heaton, and obviously Bayender. We're not going to count Vitek or whatever, you know. But let's just say those 3. Who do you think should be actually starting against Arsenal? I mean, obviously, we should still be going to sign a new goalkeeper, but who should start against Arsenal out of those 3? Get your thoughts in. I'm with you, actually. I think Heaton's the most solid out of all of those keepers right now, which is crazy because he's actually our 3rd choice keeper, mate, yeah. And he's getting on a bit. But no, he is still definitely the most coolest and experienced sort of calm influence in that goal there, I believe, that we could actually put in. The other 2 seem quite error-prone. I haven't really seen any issues really from Heaton. So I think Heaton makes the most sense right now. It's sad but true. Maybe it's time to give him his flowers and, you know, give him an opportunity, see if he can run with it. Could have one of those freak seasons, you know, could be amazing. Who knows? Look at I don't know, Jan Sommer last season. You know, it's not too late to have one last final day in the sun, is it? So we can hope for Heaton to be the man and do the job for us. Reality is he's probably just warming the gloves until Andre Onana's back with his flubbery hands. And that's probably what's going on. But hopefully we can get rid of Onana, maybe. That would be nice. We desperately need a good goalkeeper. Gash. They are, yeah, they're not up to the standard. You know, you look at other teams and who they've got and teams who have even strengthened them. No, we don't have a lot of good options. We've got some okay options. You know, Bayender might well be able to do okay, but he does seem still inexperienced and a little bit error-prone himself. We know the case of Andre Onana. You know, you might as well put this can of Pepsi, strawberries and cream in goal instead of Andre Onana because he is literally useless. And then, okay, Heaton is pretty good, but goodness me, you know, he's obviously a long-time United servant in terms of he was back here back in the day, but he hasn't really played any top flight football for ages, has he? But it's actually sad but true. I believe he is the best option for us. Let's see what you guys are saying. So Bayender, Heaton. You think Onana, Heaton, Onana, Heaton played like a hero. Yeah, no, Heaton's been great in pre-season. The couple of games he's played, nothing wrong with him at all. Onana won't be fit most likely. Heaton, Lamans if they can get him. That's a fair point. So we may well still sign a new goalkeeper. It's a fair point. Anyway, thank you so much for your super chat there, Paul S. I really appreciate it, my man. Get in there. But let's just discuss what you were saying, though. Sesko and Rasmus come through. Yeah, well, Rasmus Højlund, if we can't get rid of him, if there's no potential for him to go in the opposite direction, maybe going over to Leipzig or potentially out on loan somewhere, Italy or Leipzig or wherever, if that's not possible, then yeah, he will be playing the number 2 role in that number 9 role for us, won't he? Of course he will. Yeah. And he'll get opportunities, and maybe there's a player in there. I actually very impressed with his performance yesterday. Okay, Bournemouth weren't really at it, but he held off defenders really well. He used physicality well. You know, his physicality well against the defenders. He's some of the nice little flicks and pop through balls around corners and stuff he did were very nice. You know, he actually did all right against Bournemouth. If he can keep going like that, he will be an all right squad player for us to have. But if you're just looking at the last couple of seasons, you know, it's like flogging a dead horse, really. But if we can just use him as a backup, and he's happy to do that, where he just gets sporadic game time and comes on now and then it could work out for us. Just on that, you know, good segue there, Paul. Just on that. So Rasmus Højlund, you know, after the game has been questioned and, you know, about his future at Manchester United amidst all this links with other new strikers that could potentially coming in and what this means for Rasmus's future. And he basically said this. He said, I think my plan is very clear, and that is for me to stay at Manchester United. I want to fight for my spot, whatever happens. So pretty clear there from Rasmus Højlund. You know, he's not mincing his words there, is he? He wants to stay at Manchester United and fight for his place. And he also said that competition is fine with me. It sharpens me. I'm more than ready. I'm feeling sharp, so I'm welcoming everything that comes. I think it's good with competition. Fair play to him. I mean, it's big talk from a big guy. But can he put in big guy performances out there for us this season? He's going to have to. I mean, the goal that he scored yesterday was a proper striker's finish. Lovely glancing header. The Danish connection. All Danish friends. Dorgu to Rasmus. They've done that a few times, and it was a nice goal. So fair play to Rasmus Højlund, but you know me. I still think we should sell him. Outright sell. I'd still rather pick up someone like Jamie Vardy with some wider years of experience to back up, especially if we're getting Sesko. You want somebody with a mixture of, you know, some experience in there as well. So someone who's been there and done that and can maybe impart some wisdom as well. So I would sooner get 35 million for Rasmus Højlund and sell him and sign a dirt cheap player like a Jamie Vardy to back up someone like Watkins or Sesko. Especially if it's Sesko, because, you know, you're still going to have three really young players up there. 22-year-old Sesko, 22-year-old Højlund, 17-year-old Chido Obi. Is that really enough in terms of experience up there in that position? I feel like you do need a bit more experience. So you need to get someone with experience in there, whether it be Watkins, whether it be Vardy. You know, you got to do something like that. And I'm not joking either. I think Vardy would make an excellent person to bring in for a year. Some of the youngsters can learn from him, and like I say, he can probably chip in with 7 to 10 goals here and there. But anyway, so he said that competition is fine. He wants to stay. It's pretty clear what he's got in mind for his future. He says, I think my plan's very clear, and that is me to stay at United. So let me ask the live chat though, guys. Keep or sell or loan Rasmus Højlund? What do you think is best to do with this guy? I still say sell, because I just want to get like 35 million quid for him and buy a new midfielder or buy a new goalkeeper. You know, because it doesn't seem like we're doing a whole bunch of business right now for all of these positions we need in the team. So I still don't want him. You know, 1 or 2 decent performances in pre-season. It hasn't changed my overall opinion. Good morning, Aussie Steve. What's happening, you legend? Yes, mate. By the way, sorry if I'm missing everyone's messages here, though. I appreciate you all getting in here. We are going to have a big Q&A at the end of the stream, so stick around for that. But just got a few little news topics to discuss here, and then we'll get into it raw. You're saying sell, keep, sell. Interesting. Keep. You thought Vardy had retired? No, I mean he just left. He just left Leicester, didn't he? So he left Leicester. Rooney on match of the day will be painful. Shaw likes a Danish. Sell. Lynch. Sell. Loan. Keep. Make him part of the Sesko deal. Well, that's a great shout, Russell. You know, if we are going to get rid of him, maybe they would be. He'd probably smash it up over there, wouldn't he? Yeah, that would be a very good move there for RB Leipzig if they could replace an outgoing Benjamin Sesko, a good 22-year-old, you know, international with another good 22-year-old international who's still got bags of potential. He probably would do well out there. So that would be a shrewd bit of business if United could do it, if we could chip off, you know, 35 mil from the Sesko deal. That would be quite a shrewd move. Sell, keep for bench, loan him to Championship for the season, keep as a backup. Will he go to Leipzig? I think he would go to Leipzig. Leipzig's a good quality club, you know, they're a good club. Decent sized club, big brand, lots of money floating around the place. I'm sure they could pull that off. Yeah, happy birthday, Jamie. You prefer Højlund to Vardy? Interesting. What's that sort of based on, though, Joe? Because it can't really be based on sort of actual performances. Because even Vardy at his age outgunned Højlund in the Premier League season that's just gone, and he was out for a while as well, Vardy and all that, and he still managed to score more league goals than Højlund. Keep. Yeah, exactly. We, Cunha and Buemo experiencing can teach the younger players. Keep Rasmus. Thank you so much for getting your comment in there as well. Yes, Cunha and Buemo, these guys definitely. Keep Rasmus. Fair dues. I mean, yeah, but those guys aren't out-and-out strikers. I'm talking about learning the nuances, the intricacies of being an out-and-out number 9. That's what I'm talking about. He wants to stay anyway. Very true. Xerxes over Højlund. Exactly. I'd rather give Xerxes opportunities ahead of Højlund as well. So where is Højlund's role in the squad really going to be? Second choice striker? Third choice striker? I don't know. But it's down to him, really. If he wants to stay and compete, then fair play. But I feel like, yeah, there might be better opportunities for him to go elsewhere and play regularly. And then it frees up a place in our team for us to really bring in someone else who's maybe more experienced. Because you do need a bit of depth. Big ups there, Showcat Khan again. Keep, because it might make a difference of finishing from 6th to 4th. A fair point. Johnny says, Big, I need to thank you and your club for breaking the Tottenham trophy curse. That's 2 trophies since we beat United in the final. Sickening bastard. Fair play to you. I mean, that Sarr banger was a pretty raw goal, wasn't it, that one? Fair play to you, lad. Can't tolerate Vardy at United. Why is that then, Joe B? Why is that then? I mean, I'll just ask the live chat this, you know. But fair enough, though. Yeah, no, not Rebecca. But I'll just ask the live chat this. Who's actually better, guys, right now? 37-year-old Jamie Vardy or 22-year-old Rasmus Højlund? Who's better right now? And if you say Højlund, I just can't really deal with you. I can't really deal with him right now. Because he scored 3 fucking goals in the Premier League last season. Do you know what I mean? Goodness me, Deirdre the pot washer's better than Rasmus Højlund in terms of scoring goals in the Prem. So that's all I'm saying is that, yeah, Højlund might well kick on and be good for us. But if we're just looking at his proven track record of the last couple of years, goodness me, he serves up an absolute shit sandwich of performances on the regular. Vardy, Rasmus. Anyway, so pity we can't get both Watkins and Sesko. We could use 2 proper number 9s. We really could, Gunshy, I know. Well, in an ideal world, maybe that could happen if Rasmus went in the other direction. So just as we were talking about Rasmus to Leipzig, there is some possibility, and then maybe Garnacho to Aston Villa. Do you know what I mean? We might not have a lot of money to splash around, but we've got a couple of players maybe we can use as collateral. Certainly Garnacho could be wanted by Aston Villa. They could afford him. And certainly, you know, I think Højlund could be wanted by RB Leipzig. So it's an interesting shout. If we could do that, it would be a genius bit of business. We should have 2 quality number 9s at this football club. What happened to the days of us having pure raw depth up there? Goodness, well, I remember one time, late 90s, 99 time, we had Dwight York and Andy Cole with Teddy Sheringham and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I mean, it just doesn't get much better than that. 4 raw penetrators of opposition defences as striking options. You know, that's what you need. And obviously the game's changed, but now we still need 3 really good strikers. I don't think we should just have 1 really good striker and 2 shit ones. You know, what's that going to help? What if you get an injury to your good striker? Then you're screwed, aren't you? You need a bit of depth. You need competition for places. It's interesting what Højlund said there, that competition's fine. Maybe that was one of the problems last season. If you think about it, he had no competition last season, really. Maybe he was competing with Doris the Tea Lady, I don't know, but he had barely any competition. It doesn't help you, does it? You need to have a little bit of fire lit up underneath you. You need to have a kick up the bollocks. And Rasmus Højlund, maybe if somebody else came in ahead of him, just maybe it would be the making of him. It's a fair point, you know. It maybe work so hard and improve a lot and learn and adapt, you know. Vardy is 4-choice striker. Always thought Mateta would be a good. So I agree with you. That would be a good one. Definitely would be a good pickup. Just go for Jackson. Yeah, well, you Chelsea scummers would like us to go for Jackson, mate, because you want to get rid of an absolute lemon. But we don't want him, mate. No, we don't want that guy. We want somebody else who's, for a start, a lot less money, because he's a bit of a rip-off. Anyway, Chelsea, if they were giving him away for 25 million, I'd say pick him up. But they're asking for the world for a bang-average headless chicken, lad. I don't get it. He's just not good enough, lad. Anyway, there's the Rasmus Højlund latest. Let's talk about this, guys. So we will get back into Sesko and see if there's anything coming out about that. But we were just talking there about Aston Villa and Garnacho. And there is a report here from Matt Law that says that Chelsea are expected to make an offer for Alejandro Garnacho before the transfer window shuts. Chelsea have no concerns over Garnacho's character after carrying out a series of background checks. What background checks are these, guys? Do you know what I mean? Did he have a DBS check? Was it a CRB check? You know, I'm confused. Did they check his local library to see if he's got any late fees, if he's always returned his books on time? What fucking character checks have they done? Do you know what I mean? What a load of old bollocks. But character checks. All right. Well, let's have a look. Let's go on his Instagram. Let's find out his character. Well, he dresses like a tit. He acts like a knob. He's got a hair like a light bulb. And he dresses in fucking opposition team's shirts. Yeah. Oh, yeah, but he passes the vibe and the character check. What? Guy's a fucking tit. Guy's acting like a prima donna. Guy thinks he's Cristiano Ronaldo incarnate. Guy thinks he's actually one of the best looking young players in the world, even though nobody still wants him. Nobody still bid for him. So, I don't know what that even means, guys, to be honest with you anymore about that. Garnacho's character. They've done their checks and they've decided there's no concerns about his character. Oh, anyway. Ellen DeGeneres 17. Oh, my God. Yep, DCL is free, and so he shall remain. Character references. There you go. That's it. Character references. So they got a little written reference from his sixth form tutor. Jackson Gashtastic. Yeah, exactly. You're not wrong. Thank you so much. It's the best, mate. I love the community. Shout out to the Mighty Bacon Brigade. If you're just joining the stream, guys, once again, hit the like button. It helps the channel out no end, and it's free. So hit the thumbs up. Give us a share. Give us a share if you could on X. The link's pinned there at the top of the chat. We'll shout you out in a bit. Right, let's continue. So Chelsea, Garnacho. Doesn't seem like Aston Villa are bidding. They are skint. Maybe if we could do some deal for Ollie Watkins, perhaps we could include Garnacho and get him off our books that way. So that's a possibility as well. Or not necessarily a straight swap, but we sell him and then we buy their player essentially, or the other way around. Just quickly on the striker position as well, nothing related to Man United, sadly, even though this is what I want because of the link to Mbeumo and the fact he's reasonably cheap and available. But this is this afternoon from Fabrizio, says that Johan Visser has informed again today Brentford management about his desire to leave the club. He doesn't want to return to training, insisting to leave and get Champions League opportunity. Newcastle remain in active talks with Visser, while they also work on the Sesko deal. So maybe a bit of a backup option there for Newcastle. You know, if they can't get that deal for Sesko done, which Man United are now sniffing around. Chouameni! Chewbacca! Excusez-moi. So, yes, Visser, he looks like he's leaving. He is kicking up a fuss. I mean, that's one thing about Brian Mbeumo that I did really like, actually, is he just remained professional, got his head down, and then we signed him and got the deal done. So he was never showing this sort of, you know, throwing the toys out the pram mentality, which is a good sign. So there you go. I mean, Visser wants to leave. He's not coming to United. We're not going in for him, sadly. I don't know why. More than likely it will be Newcastle. If not, then maybe Spurs. And speaking of Spurs, they have now reached personal terms agreement with João Palhinha, another player that was linked to Manchester United and another player that we should probably have gone in for on loan. But for some reason, we fannied around like a bunch of fannies and are not doing so. And Tottenham have now pretty much got the deal sewn up. Not quite yet, but it is expected to go through very soon. So this is from Fab this evening, says that Tottenham have agreed personal terms with João Palhinha and are in advanced talks with Bayern. Initial loan for Palhinha and understand the agreement will also include a buy option clause, not mandatory. Spurs will cover his salary, deal at final stages. I don't know why we've not tried for him ourselves. Why wouldn't we try and get him on loan? There's no risk involved there, is it? Just covering his wages. Could be a really good destroyer for us in that midfield. So I'm a bit annoyed about that, personally. I would have definitely had him at the club. Smash a 1 if you feel the same and you would have liked Palhinha coming to United on loan. Or smash a 2 if you don't want that dirtbag. Let us know your thoughts and opinions. But it looks like he's going to Spuds anyway. So they've agreed personal terms. I think we've missed out on a good cheap player there who could have been good for us just to bolster those midfield options. K-Cadet, what's going on, you legend? Yes, lad. I've got a mad idea. I don't know what you think of it anyway. Check out your Telegram after your stream. Okay, I'll check it out after, lad. No worries, no worries. I don't want to get into that mad idea live on the stream right now, but I'll do as you say, and I'll check out after the stream, you legend. Nice one. Your midfield does look light and in some cases too old. That's it, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, Casemiro, old man Cassie, he's an old dog. But at some point, that old dog has to be taken out to the pasture and put down with a frigging shotgun. Well, they don't have to be, do they? But so the old tale goes. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, Paul Les says, yes, Rob doesn't want Palhinha. Russell does. Quite a few people want him. But anyway, he does look like he's going to Spurs. Palhinha would be great at, the number 6 for us, I agree. I think he'd be very good there for us. Got a great mentality as well. Yeah, well, if you look at his stats a couple of years ago when he was in the Prem, he was smashing it up for Fulham. Martin, let me just go and check my sources here real quick. But there's nothing actually been sent formally reported just yet, at least not before I started this stream. But essentially, you know, it could happen throughout this evening's stream that there's a confirmation that a formal bid has been submitted. But right now, that is not the case. Right now, the situation is as follows. We're basically ready to submit a bid. If we look at what Fab said 3 hours ago, he said that United have informed Leipzig that they're prepared to send a formal bid for Benjamin Sesko if the player accepts the destination. Newcastle also ready to bid since last week and to match Sesko's financial request. So there you go. That's sort of the latest on Sesko. There was just one other topic I wanted to discuss quickly before we get into the live chat and have a little chinwag, and that is this guy. Now, this popped up. this afternoon on my timeline. It's from Sky Sports. It says Manchester United are interested in Paris Saint-Germain goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma. You know, no, this is actually a Pepsi strawberries and cream. You've got to check it out, K Cadet. It's actually banging. It's actually seriously banging. Anyway, Donnarumma, guys, is interest. Well, I mean, we should be interested in him, to be fair. As I've said, I think there's probably more chance of me coming on here tomorrow and having a second schnoz than there is chance, obviously, for Donnarumma to sign for United right now, because I don't know why he'd go from Champions League winners to relegation candidates last season. I guess if it was just for the money, maybe, but I still don't see it happening. I still just can't see it happening. Ultimately, I think he's going to sign a new contract at PSG. But boy, oh boy, would it be a great signing. We'd steal all of the headlines of the summer transfers if we could. Honestly, we could sign Donnarumma on a free right now. I think that would be the signing of the summer for any team, because we need a goalkeeper, a top-class goalkeeper, more than anything, really, right now. Maybe a striker as well, but we certainly need one more than anything. It would plug a big hole in our team. It would sort out a real serious problem of having that flubber-hand Onana to rely on this season. And therefore, I think, it would be the signing of the summer. And there's going to be some team out there who, if it's not PSG anyway, signing up to a new deal, who is going to actually get that signing of the summer, because I think him on a free is a game changer. He's somebody that can gain you, 15 points a season as opposed to losing you 15 points a season like Andre Onana. Yes, it is very good, actually. Any update on Luke Shaw injury? No, he's just got a pie-related injury, lad. You know what I mean? He opened the Free Bentos tin a little bit too sharpish, and he's done his hamstring, mate. Imagine if we signed Sesko and Big Donna. No, that would actually be unbelievable. I admit, I would start to feel pretty fizzy down in the downstairs mix-up department about that. That we could go on and have a good season if we signed Donnarumma. Yeah, Donnarumma's still young. Donnarumma's still young. You'd be blown away. Me too. I mean, honestly, I don't feel like there's a very big chance of us signing Donnarumma, guys. If I had to give it a percentage chance right now of if we could sign Donnarumma, are we going to sign Donnarumma percentage-wise? I'm going to give it like 3%. Seriously, what about you guys? What are you saying? It's definitely not 50-50, is it? It's like maybe there's an outside chance, I suppose, if we break the bank and just pay him like a lunatic, that he might want to come to a team that finished 15th and has no Europe after he's just won the Champions League. Maybe he's just some lunatic who wants a big challenge, trying to get a team back to where they rightfully should be. I don't know. But I just really don't know why he'd want to come to us right now. It doesn't really add up. Donnarumma by Fleetwood Mac, 0%. Do you like my nan off Milan? Hey, steady on there now, my son. Who do you think I am? Wayne Rooney? Yeah, no, I do, but nowhere near as much as the likes of Donnarumma. Not at all. You mean he's won UCL, so why not come to the Prem? That's a fair point, Josh. Maybe he's just had enough of PSG. Maybe he thinks they're a bunch of pricks. Maybe he's had enough of Paris. Who knows? Maybe he's like, look at these guys. They've given me a fucking facial scar. I now look like Scar from The Lion King. The king is dead. Long live the king. Maybe he's just gone full. Now he's in his evil arc. You know what I'm saying? No, I agree, Gungshu. You can't. It's just impossible to imagine, isn't it? Why would he choose to leave the champions of Europe, who I think will be able to pay him just as well as we can anyway? And I think that's what this is all about. There with Donnarumma, it's all about them just trying to get the juicy biggest contract offer that they can receive from PSG to stay. That's what this is all going to be about, I think. Yes, okay, they might have got a deal in place for Chevalier, but ultimately, isn't the Chevalier deal, is he not even going there until next summer or something? 2026, I'm not sure, but the Chevalier deal doesn't affect too much. Donnarumma's pretty much best keeper in the world, so he's going to be expecting to play. If they're not going to play him, obviously he's just going to leave. So the ball's really sort of in Donnarumma's court, PSG's court. I believe those guys will be able to reach an agreement on some big, fat, juicy money contract. So it makes sense for them to keep a big player who's done well for them. He's had a big hand in them winning, the Champions League and having a big part in their history. Makes sense to keep him. And he's young still. He's not old for a keeper at all. Yeah, exactly. Sean says, can't see that happening, as I imagine he will demand high wages. Well, I think we should actually spend the wages on Donnarumma. Genuinely. I would pay him 400 grand a week right now. No joke. I actually would, because I think he would earn that at United. That's genuinely what I believe. I think he would bring enough to the table in terms of being a positive impact as the goalkeeper of United to justify it. I mean, not 400. You can't give him more than Bruno Fernandes, but, 350. Seriously, I would pay him 350k a week right now. Remember, he's a free agent, so you're not having to pay like a 30 or 40 million pound transfer fee. That has to be factored into his wages in his contract as well. Like, if you were having to pay 40 mil for him, obviously you can't expect to get as many wages. But if you're not paying anything for him, you're just paying signing on fees, agent fees, whatever, then there's got to be some extra added incentive for him to sign for you, I believe, which is where, we would have to come up with some crazy figures like that to keep him. Now, I wouldn't pay him 400 grand a week, but I'd pay him 300 grand a week, 300 odd grand a week. Honestly, I believe he's the best keeper in the world right now. So who are you going to get who's better really for the money? David De Gea? He was on 300 grand a week when he was at United, so it's justifiable to spend that much on a goalie when he's a free agent. If we sign Donnarumma, I get my local kebab shop to make a new kebab and call it the Donna or something. That's crap. It'd be better if it was just a Donnarumma, but like spelt Donna, like as in Donna kebab. Donna, that'll be better, mate. Donna. Okay. Maybe he wants a new challenge now because he's won everything he can with PSG. Fair enough then. Well, why doesn't he go and sign for Accrington Stanley then? You know what I mean? He's never gonna win the conference with Man United, is he? Oh, not as busy as O'Drama collecting ball from the back of the nets. Very true. Right, let's get stuck into the live chat here, guys, for a bit anyway. Thank you. We've been doing that anyway. Well, I think it's worth it in his case as a free agent. I do. He's on 200k a week at PSG. There you go. So if they're not going to pay him 300k a week, well, maybe we should. Honestly, he's not a free agent yet. No. Fair enough there, Mr. That's a fair point. But it's imminent, lad. It's bloody imminent, lad. Decisions must be made this summer, therefore, PSG. And, yeah, they got Chevalier. I think they have got Chevalier coming next year, I think. I forget the date now, but... Let me get stuck into the live chat here, guys, then. Thank you so much, everyone who's in here. By the way, we've nearly got 200 likes on the stream. Thank you all of you for hitting the thumbs ups. We're going to get over on X real quick and shout out all the legends who've reposted us on X. Thank you to the 10 legends that have reposted us around there on X there. Boomy, Feline Fur, Ashley Vote, Vincent Bullock, MEFC Brummy Reds, John Boy Cat, Ryan Neeson, the Butcher of Manchester, Kieran, and Chris Bamo. Thank you so much to you set of legends there for sharing it around. And while I'm here on X, I'll just check to see from the likes of Fab and Ornstein and everyone if there's any updates on United players or United transfer targets. And there is not. There is not. Everton are expected to return with an improved offer for Tyler Dibling after Southampton reject an opening bid of £27 million. Okay, let's get stuck into the live chat then, guys. Big up to the live chat legends. Big up to the true live chat legends. And in the end, he would have justified it, Josh, wouldn't he? He would have been well worth paying that too. Instead of paying 200 grand a week to Onana and getting a tenth of the player. Yeah, you'd love Big Dave back. Me too. Let's get stuck into the live chat, guys. Like, subscribe, comment. Now's the time to have your say. Maurice Chevalier, the singer. He's not a free agent. Okay, sorry, my bad. In a year's time, meaning I guess there would have to be some sort of deal done, obviously. Either they're going to lose him in 6 months. So in 6 months' time, due to the Bosman ruling or whatever, he would be able to discuss terms with a new club. So, okay, it would still be 6 months until he can join or until he can actually agree a new deal with a football club. But then he still would be contracted until that summer anyway, but he'd just be able to agree a deal for free in January. Remember that. So PSG won't want to let that go on. Yeah, he will let his contract run down at PSG, then go to Saudi. Interesting. I think Chevalier's going back to Lille on loan for this season. Yeah, I think that's what it is, isn't it, Steve? I saw something like he's going to be joining them in 2026, so that must be it. If you could get him for similar money to Martinez, I would go for Donnarumma. Oh, spot on, 100%. Goalkeeper like that would be like signing a better striker. Yes, it would, really, Hash Brown. Yeah, definitely, because he would save you a lot of points. Donnarumma could match the Hair on Player of the Year award if he joined. Well, you just have more faith that he'd be able to come in and do well because he's a top keeper. I mean, there's no guarantees at United, is there? You've seen, like, Barthez came in back in the day. But Barthez is an eccentric sort of player. Donnarumma is just an absolute consistent beast. 200k. United will sign Sesko. Hope so, lad. Hope so. I definitely welcome him aboard the Bacon Express. Christopher Fiver, Man United new recruitment director, is brilliant. Well, I hope so. You know, we'll judge him at the end of this summer window. I mean, he does have those links with RB Leipzig, so we might be able to get that Sesko deal done. Doesn't make sense. Donnarumma goes now as Chevalier is loaned out already. Yeah, fair point there, United history. I like your style. Should be the 200k, no higher. Interesting. Dave Watkins, good evening, you hero. There might be some sort of dispute between him and PSG. That's why he's been linked with other clubs. I'm sure PSG won't want him to go. Yeah, no, he really would be. Whoever does end up signing him, if they can get him as a free agent or a cheap deal soon, they're getting a great keeper. What about Nick Pope? What about him? I mean, he's definitely a better option than who we've got right now. So, yes, I would have him. Could we not just sign a Prem-proven player and take a punt on people in Jan? Stephen Shipman, you long-time legend. Yeah, I like the Prem-proven aspect of it as well. I'm all about that life, lad. Give me Watkins any day right now, even if he's older and it's more of a short-term deal. I still think he's going to steady the ship, allow us to rebuild while still having the ability to compete and get goals. Donnarumma will just be getting a bigger deal at PSG. I agree with you, Jared. He's staying, isn't he, mate? They're going to give him a big, fat, juicy contract. And there's all just these big speculative links this summer because he is trying to sign a new deal. It's blatant. There's a blatant clue. No, I do think that he is going to stay at PSG. I agree. Donnarumma will give backline more confidence. But if he could be signed by someone, they'd be getting a brilliant deal, wouldn't they? Would go after Nick Pope. Donna waiting by the phone. The Kate Cadet says, would you really be bothered, Piggy, if Donnarumma signed a ridiculous contract to United? I don't think so. He's a legitimate world-class goalkeeper. It's such a massive upgrade. No, honestly, that's what I was just saying. I mean, I suppose he can't really sign for more than what, like, you know, the top earners on at United. I believe the top earner at least was Bruno Fernandes on $350,000 a week, right? But I don't know if there was some sort of clause. Maybe, I think maybe the whole squad or a lot of players in the squad had some of their contracts reduced due to a clause in the contract that if they miss out on Europe, then, you know, they don't get as much. So I'm not sure exactly how much it is. Between, let's say, the top earners at United, like Casemiro and Bruno, are on 300 to 350,000 a week. Well, you could certainly pay him and keep him with them, and it wouldn't cause any issues. To be fair, if he's the best keeper in the world, then you could even maybe justify him being paid more than everyone else. To be fair, it's a specialist position, isn't it? If he's the best one around, then he's worth it. He's such an upgrade. I agree. He would be worth it, even if you had to pay him 400k a week. But I think, you know, if we really wanted to bring him in, it would be worth paying 350 grand a week too, if you could get him for cheap anyway. We can't enter into contract talks till January anyway. Yeah, that's fair enough. You're absolutely right. Well, if we could, if he decides that he wants to leave PSG, then they'd have to take a very cheap deal for him, wouldn't they, right now? Otherwise, he is able to talk to other clubs in January and essentially arrange a transfer where they get nothing for him. And he's a great player in his prime, so if they want to get some money for him now, they'd have to try and do a deal. Donnarumma would be great, but I can't see it. More chance of Maradona. Isn't Cass on 400k? I think he's on a bit less than that now due to some of the reductions in the squad due to the missing out on Europe. But I know that he had a very lucrative deal before that, somewhere in that region. Links Red, let's go, you legend. You read on Sky Sports that Rasmus wants to stay. Yeah, we were just talking about that, actually. Links read a bit earlier on. It's Gash, isn't it? Yeah, he basically just said that he's happy with the competition at United and that he basically just wants to stay. Yeah, so that is a bit annoying, isn't it? But then again, if he actually fights hard this season, improves, gets his head down, you know, treats the competition with the right attitude and works very hard and improves, then who knows? He could still be a good player for us, but he's certainly been crap for a couple of years. Cass definitely shouldn't be on 400k at this point in his career. He looked to be fitter going into the upcoming season. Yeah, well, he's good. He's still a good player. He's good for a few months, but right now it's hard to justify him being paid that amount of money. Yeah, can't believe he didn't at least sound out Kelleher. I don't think LFC would have sold him to us for shite, lad. They would have never done that. Donna Kebab won't come to us as Links Red. Harsh. Will Casemiro leave next year? Yes, he will. He's expected to there, Rajat. Yeah, you'd expect him to. What happened with Videk and Victor? Have they been back-heeled or not? I'm not really too sure there, you know. It looks like Lamens and Martinez and possibly Donnarumma are our links at the moment in terms of the goalkeeper. I think Ambrose building something special. Nah, it is crazy money that Cassie's on. Crazy money. Maybe Ben Sesko or Watkins will push him further. Yeah, so he spoke to his sources about Gianluigi Jerome. They said Man United will not sign Donnarumma. Okay, then, Paul. Well, I guess, you better go nosh him off then, Paul. Really, if you believe everything that comes out of his mouth, mate. I mean, I don't think he will either, to be honest, Paul. I'm only joking. I don't think he will either. De Gea is still a massive fan. Yeah, he would be brilliant to get back. It's depressing how we go from talking about Donnarumma and then people are like, now we're getting Nick Pope. Yeah, no, that's horrible. It's a proper downgrade. Keep your Nick Popes and your Ramsdales and that level of goalie. We should be going for the top boys. Yeah, that's right. You're absolutely right. I believe he signed a new deal, didn't he? Raconteur, and then loaned out to Bristol City. That's right, Steve Barrero. Yeah, you just want Donnarumma for the chant. Yeah, nice one, Hash Brown lad. You saw the highlights of the matches I missed, and I saw a very rare thing. Erasmus goal was a nice goal from him as well. You're still all for Lamans. Ah, me too. Silence of the Lamans. 100%. Did you get a chance? Do you know what? I haven't had a chance to get that Gav's highlights, to watch that. Sorry, Gav's highlights. Basically, I've had a melter of a day. I haven't even remembered to look at that today, Gavs. I have to apologise. So, I obviously did that watch along. I was up for a while after, and then I just slept most of the day. I was just on a proper buckling day. You've just reminded me, though, and I'll have a look at it. Sorry, man. I just got a memory like an absolute complete Gashmas Boyland. I do trust the process. I can see what Amrim's trying to do. It's going to be slow, incremental improvements we're looking for. Yes, let's go, TK. How you doing? Right, we're going to read a few more comments out. I want to give a special shout out to Dave Watkins, my latest Patreon. If you want to support the channel on Patreon, you can do by putting an exclamation mark Patreon in the live chat and checking out the link. Flying Pig United is the name of the profile on patreon.com. And you can support the channel. There's backstage stuff going on there. There's also a community chat where you can chat with other patrons. Oh, patron, etc. So thank you to Dave Watkins, who's my latest patron. And I still haven't added you to the outro yet, mate. Sorry, but here's a special shout out for you, Dave Watkins, you legend. Yes, mate, but I will add you very soon. Premier League proven doesn't guarantee success. Look at Slabby, Mason Mount, Alexis Sanchez, for example. What are you talking about, Gungshi? Slabby Maguire is like Maldini. He was just a slow burner. You know what I mean? Slow burner, mate. Best £80 million we've ever spent. Mason Mount, same story for him. You just watch. This is his redemption season. And Alexis Sanchez. Yeah, good point, mate. No, you're absolutely right. It's a fair point. We signed many a player. Morgan Schneiderlin from Southampton was gash for us, wasn't he? Yeah, you're absolutely right. It doesn't guarantee you anything, but it is more likely. If they can play him well and do well and put up the stats and finish against defenders in the Prem and, then it does help. Was you happy Gashma scored last night? I was, mate. It was a good goal. Nah, not tonight. Not tonight. Sorry, lad. Not tonight. All the players we wanted to miss out on, which in your opinion is the one we regret not getting? Are you talking about this summer or just in general? I guess you were talking about this summer, are you? Like, say, I don't know, like what? Like Dilap and stuff like that. Well, it's not Gyökeres, to be honest. I don't know. I don't actually know. Harry Maldini gets the Slabinator. What a legend. Like Harry Houdini, but with more Mal. Arsenal will regret on the missing out on Sesko. Do I rate Sesko? Yeah, I do rate Sesko, but I just feel like the Bundesliga is a different animal to the Prem. We need to get you a new background, Piggy, for the new season. What's wrong with this, mate? Let's not overcomplicate things, Matty Smith, lad. Isn't hope and excitement great at the start of the season until after the first few games where it can all go down the pipe? Yes, either that or it actually manifests itself in us starting to believe that we can do well this season if we start well and win the first couple of games. I know Arsenal lost to Spurs. Shithouses alert. Get in there, Spurs, to be fair. I mean, I don't like saying that because obviously it did us in the Europa, but I didn't really expect them to beat Arsenal, so that was good. You really risk Gashmas if you left some of your Gashmas rants made me laugh so much. Oh, no. Well, I could do without it, lad. Hell yeah, we're excited to see Sesko. Well, hopefully the bid goes in, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. We'll keep you up to date with what's going on in regards to the Sesko news, guys. But as we've discussed, there is a bid expected to be coming very soon from Manchester United as well as Newcastle. It does look like both those teams are in for him. So even if we do bid, we might not be able to get him. It depends. RB Leipzig just might want too much money. Sesko might want Newcastle and European football. So I am Fat Thor. That's definitely a position we could look at getting a new player in 100%. I know Brentford are in for a relegation scrap this season, I believe, because of their changes that's happened. No, he hasn't, Dave. No, he hasn't. Yes, there you go. Fab said a few days ago for Sesko to decide, then bid goes in. That's right. So at the moment, reports are, Sesko's really open to joining Man United without European football. But essentially, as we've said, Newcastle also ready to bid, and it depends on what he wants. So yes, there you go. He's got to make his decision, doesn't he? And hope that RB Leipzig can reach an agreement with the buying club. Right, guys, we're going to wrap up this stream tonight then. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back on tomorrow, lunchtime. Sorry there was no lunchtime live stream today, guys. I shat it because I was just up all night pretty much until the wee hours of this morning after I did the United watch-along and stuff. So couldn't get to sleep for a while and then just had a melter of a day. So sorry about that. But we'll be back with regularly scheduled programming tomorrow lunchtime with another update around about 1 p.m. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click the subscribe button. How many subscribers are we on? Have we smashed 91,700 yet? We were close. And we are not on that, no. We're on 91,690, though. Let's go, we're only 10 away. So if you're new to the channel, give us a subscribe. Smash that like on this video before you go. Come back with your thoughts and opinions on anything we discussed in this one. Do you want Sesko? Do you want Watkins or someone else? Get your thoughts in there. What do you think is going to happen with the likes of Garnacho and Rasmus Højlund? Let's see what you've got to say for yourselves. Yeah, so come back afterwards. Get your thoughts and opinions in after the not live. After the video's finished, after the live stream's finished, in the not live comment section, and we'll see you there. Nice one, Andrew Cross. Let's go for it, lad. Certainly, yeah. Well, that should be the target. Definitely top 6, top 7. Thank you, Rajat. Thank you, Gungshi Legend. Thank you to all the moderators getting in here. People like the Cake Cadet and Gungshi, you absolute long-time, long-schlong dons. Thank you for all that you do. Big up to Links Red, Stephen Maguire, Rajat, Robert, Howard, Wayne, Steve Barrero. Thank you to all the members in green, people like Gungshi, Cake, Rajat, Russell, TK, and obviously all the patrons as well who are in the outro of this video, plus Dave Watkins. Nice one, GB. Nice one, Links Red. Nice one, TK. Just in time. Pennies are reborn. Legends. Thank you to you, Predator, TK, and all the members. Shout out to the Hamada. You can give us a follow on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. I think I'm actually going to start streaming on all those platforms soon. Might as well. Probably only have like 2 people over there, but I might as well just I don't know, just start streaming on all platforms. Might as well. Obviously, I'll still just basically pay attention to YouTube and nobody else. So it won't change a damn thing. But I think I might actually start streaming over on all those places. So if you are a Kick user or a Twitch user or a TikTok user, you can give us a subscribe at Flying Pig United on all those platforms. Links in the description. Legends, right, guys, have a great night. Thanks for watching. Great chat as always. Appreciate you all. Have a wonderful evening. Looks like Sesko bid imminent. Come on, United. Finally looks like we're doing some bits for that number 9 spot. Maybe we could do something really special and get a couple of number 9s in this summer. It could happen, I suppose, if there's some outgoings like Rasmus Højlund or maybe Garnacho. So watch this space. I'll keep you posted with what's going on in the transfer window, though. Big ups to Wayne the Red, Paula the Red as well. Good Grief Sharif, GB, and all the legends of the channel. Piggy loves you. Thanks for watching, and also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Get in there, you beauties. Thank you so much to all the patrons here for supporting the channel on patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. As a thank you, all you legends will be appearing on this outro list. Get in there. Once again, thank you to all the YouTube members, but one of the best ways you can support the channel is on patreon.com, so check it out. Patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. And once again, a big thank you to all the legends that do support the channel on Patreon. Get in there.